Hi, this is Deborah Atkinson, founder of The Voice for Fitness and the author of Navigating Fitness After 50, your GPS for choosing programs and professionals that you can trust. And you landed on this title because maybe you are over 50, you're in the second 50, and you've started an exercise program, and maybe you've not started an exercise program, but you're thinking about it, and when you have before, it hurts. So literally, it's a pun, yes, but it's also a very real problem that a lot of people deal with, and there are a couple things that cause it. So if you've got a pain in the butt, we're probably or very often talking about the piriformis. And I want to let you know I'm a personal trainer, a director, a manager. I am not a physical therapist, so I'm not diagnosing. I haven't seen you. But a lot of times that's the muscle or that's the hip place where there's a lot of challenges. So a couple things cause that. Maybe too much exercise too soon, or too much sitting, or both, that culmination of things. So you go gung-ho for an hour early in the morning with your brand new boot camp or your brand new trainer who just drove you to too many burpees, and then you go and sit all day and you're in forward flexion all day long and you're already sore just a little bit before you sat there, but by the end of the afternoon you really can't sit and stand without pain or discomfort. That's what we're talking about. So I'm going to give you some very simple stretches, and if this is helpful, I hope that you'll click right here when we're done for the active aging checklist and get on the email list so I can give you some more helpful tips. But beyond that, touch base with me personally, because I would like to connect with you. And obviously, if I can't help you face to face, if we can give you a referral and give you some solutions so you know where to go and who to ask for help, that will be even better. So I'm going to turn myself to the side. The piriformis muscle is buried really deep in your hip joint. So it's hard to get to. It's a hard muscle to stretch. One of the ways that I stretch with a lot of my clients is called the number 4 stretch. And I'm going to show it to you seated in a chair, because if you really are having a pain in the butt, pardon my French, it may not be comfortable for you to do this in a standing position because you don't have the flexibility or mobility or stability to stand on one leg and do it. And or you may not want to get down and up from the floor either during the workday when you're dressed in nice clothing, or have the ability to do that because of knees or hips or stability. So seated in a chair is another option, and you can do that while you're at work at your desk. You could do it sitting in a meeting. So this is not ideal, but it's just like it would be if you were sitting at your desk. So I'm going to change the angle of the camera here so you can see at least enough to understand what I'm doing. So I apologize for the glare, but I won't apologize for the sunshine. So what you can see is I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, if you can't tell that, and I have just taken my ankle and crossed it over. So you've got an ankle bone here, and it needs to slide past that leg. So I don't have my shoe on my leg. I have the ankle all the way across. I'm going to try to draw that leg toward me as high up on my thigh as I can, and then sit tall, and I'm going to forward flex, keeping a flat back, and just come as far over that leg as I can. Now if I start to feel a stretch, I'm just going to go slightly further. It shouldn't be painful. You're definitely going to know if you're in the spot where it's tight for you, and it should feel at first like, oh yeah, that's it, very aware but not painful. And then hold it, and as you breathe here, relax your shoulders but keep your back flat. So I want to avoid this, and I just want you to see what doing it poorly looks like. So I really want a long back, and I want to hinge forward from my hip with my back flat. So I'm feeling that stretch. With the knee that's crossed over, I'm not going to take my hand to push down, but I'm pressing my knee toward the floor. And what that does is activates that muscle and gives it a little bit better stretch. So if I'm coming back up here, obviously I'm going to do it on the other side. Now you may have more pain or be targeting one hip, but I would stretch them both. It gives you a little comparison, and it also keeps you a little bit more balanced. Press down on that knee, and then forward flex. Come to the point where you feel the stretch right through the hip. So if I hold my hip right here, it's kind of right where the seat cushions are, That's where you're working on. And I'm going to try and press this knee, not with my hand, but pushing the knee down. So if I let it relax, it's going to come up. I'm going to push it down and out to the side, just slightly. And then come back up. So, rearranging my camera here. So you want to hold any stretch for about 15 to 30 seconds. You could hold it for a little bit longer, but your results are probably not going to get greater. So about 15 to 30 seconds is going to give you optimal results. You can really easily do that in a 2-minute break from your desk, and you need to do that anyway. One of the things that's going to increase your pain is sitting for long periods of time. So every hour, on the hour, try to get up, walk down the hallway to get a glass of water, and then come back. And two things, you'll be more hydrated at the end of the day, but you will also be up and down and out of your chair and not so static, and you'll feel better just for the movement. And if that was helpful, I hope that I see you on the other side, and I hope you get some relief for that pain in the butt. This is Deborah.